Aries, welcome back. We are here to do your update for September 2022. We're a little bit late. And yes, these are pre-released in the Members Hub. If you want to get them ahead of the crowd, come through. The link is on the main page. Now, we are going to channel these psychically. I am going to pull a few cards, and we're going to have a look also at the pending full moon and how it's going to directly impact you, as well as your wellness report. So this is a little bit different. And yes, I do cover all of these areas. Now, in the month of September, it is pretty hectic. Now, in the first week, what we are going to have is a lot of changes where it does come to everyone's just really recovering. So I feel spiritually for you, you're going to be moving into the week almost on recovery. You still may feel you have homework to do. Love is very thick in the air, so to speak, and we are going to really dive deep into the area of love for you. And it is something that really, with Mercury pending retrograde, it'll be in shadow by about the 3rd. You can start seeing those blasts from the past come through, but we will channel the messages for singles, couples, and twin flames. Now, I do see for you at an individual level, there could be a lot of stress around you at the moment, and I feel a lot of you are trying to get grounded, especially because we have Aries and Chiron retrograde, and the card that we have for you, Chakra, which I'll show you in a minute. It is showing that there is, like, you're needing to use a lot of energy. You feel like you're pulled in many directions, especially because it is your sacral chakra. And I feel with that energy, you know, really moving into the beginning of the week of September 2022, it feels like you've got a lot going on. So you're going to really have to, you might even want to do something to get yourself anchored in and grounded, because you could feel that you're pulled in too many directions. I especially feel we are recovering, moving into the first week, and I'm going to really stress that. So if you feel a little bit unmotivated, but you've got too much to do, step back from the fire, step back from a situation that you're dealing with, and take 5. You know, it's really going to help you manage that energy flow. I would also say, you know, from an intellectual point of view, there could be a little bit of burnout here, and it's really calling you to also, I'm seeing the 1-1 on the card really as there's an imbalance. It could be you're in your overreactivity energy and you need to get maybe back into the feminine energy. So it needs to be this harmony. And I think really the transits in Virgo are asking us to find this balance, you know, really with our wellness. Are we doing too much? Are we doing it so that we can? You know, Libra is a little bit like that, which is your shadow sign. It's okay, no, I'll be calm when everything's done. And you could really be taking on your shadow sign at the moment. So that is something maybe you could look at. I feel with your wellness, you could be a little bit agitated where it does come also to your eating, but I feel there's a lot of memories, especially relating to love. There's a lot of pressure on you. You feel you're pulled in many directions. And there could also be some healing that you're psychologically going through where it does come to family, your past, your conditioning. And, you know, you're trying to come back to the table of your life, and you're trying to look at maybe how you can rebalance it. Without the expectations of everyone. And I do feel for a lot of you, there particularly could be this vibe where you're feeling, am I going to let anyone down? Am I letting myself down? How do I do this so that I don't feel so overwhelmed? And I think it's really a good time to meditate, good time to get to that space that you take 5 for yourself, and you get into this equilibrium. I do feel a lot of organisation coming up around you, and I also feel that your finances are going to be in recovery, you know, over the next few weeks. So I do feel there's positive possibilities. Some of you also this month might decide that it could be something you're directly working on at the moment. It could be that you feel you're going in a new direction with your career. You know, maybe you're going to have more wealth coming in, maybe you're tweaking things, or it could be something that, you know, education, etc., that you've been working on, but something in the area of career definitely by mid-month will come through. And I also feel in your love life, this is a very good month for your love life, regardless of whether you're single or couple. You know, this is a time where you directly in the area of love really could be getting to a space where you're doing a little bit of shadow work. And I feel in that love domain, that shadow work sometimes is very positive. So be it you're single or couple, I'll talk about singles first. Singles, there's lots of memories. There is possibilities for people from the past to come back. Try to not second guess yourself. You know, sometimes we can be really critical and say, hey, am I really ready for a connection? The transits via Virgo are going to help you look at, is this a healthy connection? Some of you could also be saying to yourself, look, I don't even know if I've got time to have a relationship. You do have time. Don't look at a relationship as a job, for goodness sakes. Be open to it, especially if you are hearing from those blasts from the past and you're revisiting it. It's never going to be the same, because you definitely are not the same. You've done a lot of work on yourself, and you can really, you could be on the fence, and it's okay to be on the fence. It's okay to be looking at it and saying, okay, where do I stand in this? Do I want to investigate it? Do I give it a bit of time? The other thing I can say for those of you that are couples, this month, if you think back to 2015 and you think back to 2021, we did have a Mercury retrograde in Libra. It is a different subject matter coming up, and it is an axis between Virgo and Libra. But at the same time, what you're going to find in your area of love, career, wealth, Venus, for singles, couples, and twin, I'll talk about twin in a minute, you are going to find that, again, it is going to be different. You could be really getting to a point you're quite happy with a routine with an individual, somebody that you can depend on, somebody that's going to take a load off the pressure that that you've got on you at the moment. You might not have been used to that, dolls. Okay, so if in the past, be it single, couple, twin, and you have had connections and it's always been one side or the other, I think you're really viewing it from the axis of what you had to be inside those connections. And I feel in this domain, what you have to understand is it doesn't have to be the same. Be okay to have a connection vibrationally and revisit that in a healthier way. Look to more routine for yourself, and actually make time for yourself as well. What are your needs inside of it? Are you feeling you're doing everything? Are you taking the trash out? Nobody's giving you a hand. So it can feel like a renegotiation. Try to not be passive, because you're going to really fly from extremes to passive to, really verbal, and it's going to come out of nowhere. Mars is going to be in your third house until next year. It's there for about 8 months. So again, really reduce your schedule, reduce the stresses on you, and it's going to harmonize your relationship sector. It's going to harmonize your own body as well, where it's a manageable situation. I also feel these can be things that, somebody may not know quite what they've done. We always tend to think they do, but the possibilities are endless for these conversations this month. And I really guide you to be, yes, very direct and assertive, but at the same time, try to not avoid those things. Try to not get scared that having these difficult conversations means you're going to be rejected or turned down. Some of us can be deeply surprised, and we're going to find a tactical way. We can't make everyone happy. So for some, yes, this could mark, for those of you in a connection that you feel, look, you're just not going the right direction, there's an opportunity this month to revisit that. But for some, you might just say, look, we're really not on the same page. But I do feel this is a new chapter for you guys, and it's a great possibility. So it's either going to pop off in career, or it's going to, to me, it's going to happen on both sides. Those of you that are twin flames, I do cover your twin flame path here at YILDIZ Readings 5D. It is pre-released a week ahead. So those of you that see the content on the main page, it's then already the volume 2, so to speak, etc., is always released simultaneously. So if that's something you're looking for, come through and take a look in the Members Hub. Now, for those of you that are twin flames, we do have on the 7th of September, Juno making an aspect, and Juno is a marriage asteroid. And for you spiritually, it can either be at a very personal level, one of your dreams could come true, something really quite positive can happen. And that is happening prior to Mercury directly moving into shadow and a full moon, which I will cover in a moment. Now, I do see for you guys spiritually, there's opportunities where we're doing a little bit of shadow work, where maybe fretting and feeling psychologically the dream is not a reality. We could be looking at our values. We can be looking at how that situation directly impacted us. And I did really say last month, August, was one of those months where we were having an opportunity to clear the deck, and it felt very lonely. In the first week, you can find that. But I do feel as we progress really through this month into the month of October, there is a huge portal, especially for you, Aries, where opportunities for reconciliations, opportunities for brand new beginnings, and, it could be whoever this is, it's somebody you've directly connected to. So I do feel spiritually, again, the passion's going to be there, baby. You know, it's going to be very passionate, but you're going to want to see. It's almost like if you have been in a masculine energy, I told you at the beginning of this, there could be this need to let go and not feel you need to lead, you know, allow the other person to pursue you or vice versa, however it fits. But, you know, try to implement that energy differently. If the communication comes and allow it to flow. But I do feel as you move through the month, your confidence is going to open. Maybe you're clearing the deck so that you can connect with your twin. And I do feel for a lot of you, you will be doing that. It's like, gosh, you know, do I have time? It's not that you want to let this person down. It's not that necessarily they're wanting to let you down. But I do feel initially we are going to see a little bit of a quiet. Some can come in and they can be very detached, which again, I do cover masculine, feminine, and the karmic third party. But it is going to ease up as we move through. And I do feel by this Pisces moon, there can be huge, huge changes. But I feel for you, Aries, it's a time where you need to meditate. You need to be cautious of pacifiers, of avoidance of that wound. Let it come out. Be open to new beginnings. Try to feel safe. Anchor your energy in and get your base chakra grounded. But definitely drink a lot of fluid. We do have... I will try and cover some of the Ascension because I'm changing my subscriptions via the website. I was covering, you know, the star signs, and I'm shifting things about. Stay tuned for that as it is Mercury retrograde. But ultimately within your Ascension, you'll find it's very important to really clear your house. Clear your house. You can use amethyst, tourmaline, obstinine, and that's going to help you protect your crown chakra. But try to avoid pacifiers because the energy of the psychic realm is really thin. And what you're going to find is you could have a lot of psychic attacks during that time. So it's quite necessary to kind of look at it from that point of view. Now, in the wellness area, we are going to have a look at that. For you, you do need to look after your wellness. You can have some burnout. And I do feel especially some of you could be wanting to get fit, maybe being a bit more fussy on your food. You could be a little bit critical on yourself. I do feel as we move towards mid-month, you know, you're going to feel more in harmony. Even though it'll be Mercury retrograde, you'll be in more harmony. But as I mentioned, I would highly advise really going into that moon, which I'll cover in a moment. We'll get into the moon energy. You know, really trying to avoid pacifiers, trying to avoid white noise. Take a minute to meditate, you know, do some crown chakra meditation, keep your fluid up, and try to not project because we could be with Mars and Gemini, all of us a bit frustrated. Now, as to the astrology, we are going to say that Mercury retrograde will be there and it's dipping between two signs. The other thing for you is it is connecting both to your 6th and your 7th house. So yes, you're going to need to take extra care of not getting burnt out, extra care of eating clean food, where you purchase it from, make sure it's fresh. We could have some returns going on during that. We might have some recalls happening during that. For you, I would say fresh food, clean food. You'll naturally do it. You'll find you'll naturally be doing it anyway, but don't miss meals. And I do feel for you, you know, your emotions could directly be affecting your chakra system. It could be affecting you to the point where you're going on and off food. And the missing of the meals could be an issue. So try and keep an eye on that. With your stress levels, I do feel as we move to the full moon in Pisces, which is happening on the 10th of the day, Mercury is going station retrograde, you know. So try to not make any rash decisions around that time. This is one of those months, I think, I adore Mercury, and I'm a Libra. I've got, you know, other placements, obviously. But what I do find as a psychic medium and, you know, a creative content provider on YouTube is that whenever Mercury does go retrograde, I definitely find things that were lost. I definitely need to clean shop and get things in order. I also find that I find easier ways to do things and find more harmony and balance, especially being that it is Libra. So between your daily routine, you know, not giving so much of your power away, not doing things for other people, you know, because we're directly helping every Joe blog. But also not to be harsh on yourself if you need to drop the ball and take a cat nap. You know, if you need to, do such, because there could be a time where you spiritually do get quite worn out. You can be more accident prone. So I would say be careful with that. No rushing, no speeding. You know, if you're exercising, because Mars is in your third house, you could be getting a little bit of indigestion. You know, eat slowly. Try to take a little bit of time away from social media if psychologically you're feeling just scattered, or go onto social media and listen to some meditation. Do something that is going to take you to your bliss. That's going to help you get, you know, that balance back for you spiritually, because I do feel the sacral chakra. It could be passionate and you could be looking really sexy this month, but at the same time, you also can get very burnt out. So be practical with your daily routine. With the way you speak, because it's going to help you. You can have a bit of throat chakra going on as well. The other thing I can say is from a harmonization. So some of you are going to want to change your image and change your look. I try and leave that until, I'd say the first week of October. Try to not go to extremes where it does come to Venus polarities, because you may, in fact, find that you don't like it after. So I would probably leave it, you know, make a note if you need to, journal, you know, get some ideas about what you want your image to be it you're getting on a health kick, joining a gym, or other. Psychologically, because the moon is transiting over your 12th house, we can deem it as a spiritual opening. You could be very psychic at the moment. You also could be healing over your childhood and the past. The other thing I can say is it can be deeply creative. It can be very, very spiritual where it's tapped in and intuitive. So you can be more receptive to the energy of people around you at this point in time. So if you can, 4 days before the full moon and 4 days after, I'd kind of avoid white noise, maybe not socialize. This would probably be one of those months too. If you are going out, go with friends, go with people you know, and go with people that are reliable. That's not to say we're all going to be reliable at the moment, where some of us can be a little bit antisocial and then want to be social. So really gauge it. But I wouldn't be taking drinks from strangers. It's not one of those months to do that. Just be really aware, get into your Zen space, be as organized as possible, but also take some time the first week of September and towards the end where it really intensifies. And I do feel your love life also is going to be quite active, but we will cover those energies very separately, and I may do a moon update for the new moon. Psychically, any other areas that I see for you, beautifuls? I feel it's almost like you're rewriting your life chapter. So, you know, for some of you, it could be that you're looking at things and you're thinking, gee, you know, am I on the right path? Is everything going to be okay? It's okay to change your mind. So I would use this time at the moment to go, okay, where do I stand? What am I looking at the moment? Who am I going to be? And just try and go with the flow as much as possible. I wouldn't overschedule yourself. I would keep yourself open to possibilities. And I would say the activity around home also for you spiritually, Aries, can be very active. I do feel you're going to tell somebody some home truths, but I also feel it to be deeply loving and a very positive energy for you moving into through September and into the month of October, beautifuls. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful month. Please look after yourselves. If you need a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Otherwise, I will see you through the months.